If you live in Ontario, New Brunswick, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba, as of April 1st, you now pay 4 cents more per liter of gas. And the Conservatives really want you to be really pissed about it. So much so that you'll take your anger to the polls this fall. First of all, if the Conservatives are pushing anything to the point that you hear a lot about it from them, I'd be more than a little weary. In any case, here's why the carbon tax is a good thing in 6 minutes or less. The carbon tax will cost you money, but you will get at least some of that money back at 4.4 more cents a liter of gasoline or $20 per metric ton of fossil fuels, which we use to power our cars or heat our homes, for example. For many people, these small price ups do add up, but the federal government will be returning that money back to you and other families across Ontario, New Brunswick, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba, which you can claim on your next tax return. Through the Climate Action Incentive, which is line 449 on your tax documents, by the way, individuals can expect to receive a rebate or return of $154, and families will receive more. For example, a family of 5, according to the federal government, can expect to receive $345 to the $244 more a year they project families will end up spending on gas and home heating with this new carbon tax. The prices vary by province, so returns for individuals and families across Canada will look a little different, with Saskatchewan, where people use more coal, receiving rebates on the higher end of the scale. To get a better idea of what yours and your family's return will look like, I've added a link to this handy rebate calculator below. The carbon tax was brought in as a small effort to reduce the amount of greenhouse gas emissions, which directly contributes to climate change. Unethical political leaders will have us believe that climate change isn't real, while some will have you think that there's plenty of time to do something or that it just isn't a priority. It is, especially for Canadians. A comprehensive report by Environment and Climate Change Canada has found that Canada is warming way faster than the rest of the world at more than twice the speed, which means as the world moves closer to environmental disaster, like droughts and rising sea levels due to warming temperatures, or losing whole communities to flooding and food shortages, Canada is headed in this direction at more than double the pace. Further, another report released just this year has found that the air pollution in Canada is so bad, we have the 3rd highest rate of new and preventable childhood asthma cases due to toxic air created by vehicle emissions. That study included 194 countries. Even the US falls below us at 22 on this list. Of the 125 major cities examined for this same study, Toronto has the 6th highest number of new asthma cases among children, beating out New York and even Los Angeles, which is notorious for its dense and congested traffic. While a lot of the damage done is irreversible, doing something now can help to make sure things don't get worse. That's where the carbon tax comes in. Getting a large number of people to suddenly change their behavior is difficult, but economists around the world agree that if you incentivize behaviors, which means giving people tangible reasons to change that are seen and felt personally, then people are far more likely to change their behaviors. One way to incentivize people to pollute less, economists have found, is to put a price on pollution. If you make it cost money to pollute, people will try to find ways to do it less. This has worked in both British Columbia and Sweden, who saw a fall in emissions after enacting a carbon tax. Finally, do the Conservatives just want to save you money, even while risking your health and the health of your children? Ford's government has taken his challenge of the federal carbon tax to court and has stated that he's ready and willing to spend the $30 million of your tax money to see the case through, and is using millions more of your tax dollars on an advertising campaign against the carbon tax. So no, Ford does not care about saving your cash. Think about the millions of dollars Ford's thoughtless use of your taxpayers' money will cost you every time you see one of these stickers at the pumps. Yes, it is a cost. And yes, there are people, of course, who can't afford yet another expense, even with a reimbursement coming later. This is how climate change impacts working families disproportionately to wealthy. This is why working families and everyone across the economic spectrum interested in a greater good need to support governments that will tax corporations and make them pay their fair share. governments that will support minimum wage hikes, that will make sure the burden of climate change doesn't impact working people the hardest. And that's not the PC agenda. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it at all helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye!